Welcome back to Explaining Everything, the channel where we dive into the stories and mysteries behind everyday things. Today's question comes from one of our curious viewers, Turbo Snacks 47. Thanks for the suggestion, Turbo Snacks. You asked, why do hamsters love running on those tiny wheels? Are they training for the Hamster Olympics or something? If you've ever watched a hamster run endlessly on a wheel, you've probably wondered, what's driving them to sprint like their lives depend on it? Well, today, we're diving into the fascinating, hilarious, and surprisingly scientific reasons behind this tiny, furry obsession. So, if you're curious about hamster psychology, or just need an excuse to procrastinate with some adorable mental images, stick around as we unravel the mystery of the hamster wheel, right here on Explaining Everything. First, let's start with a fact that might blow your mind. Hamsters are not just cute fluffballs with cheeks big enough to shoplift a whole grocery aisle. They are hardcore sprinters. In the wild, hamsters run up to 5 miles a night in search of food, mates, and probably to stay ahead of predatory owls auditioning for their own horror films. This nightly cardio routine is built into their DNA. So, when you bring one of these mini marathoners into your home, that instinct doesn't just vanish. Instead of miles of desert trails, they get your living room. And since most people aren't willing to let a hamster roam free on their Xbox, we give them the next best thing, the exercise wheel. Picture this. You're stuck in a tiny room with nothing to do except binge-watch shows or scroll through your phone. Now imagine you're a hamster, and Netflix isn't an option. What do? You run. The wheel is basically a hamster's version of a treadmill, except they don't need an overpriced gym membership or New Year's resolution guilt to use it. The design is genius. It's a never-ending road that lets them burn energy without realizing they're not actually going anywhere. Think of it like your last argument on the internet. A lot of motion, zero progress. But here's the kicker. They don't just run because they have to. Studies show that hamsters actually enjoy using their wheels. Scientists set up tiny tracking devices. Yes, that's a real job. And found that even wild hamsters, when given access to a wheel, hopped right on it like they were training for the Olympics. Who knew hamsters had such grind-set energy? Hamsters might be small, but their brains are wired with big ambitions. They have natural curiosity and an urge to explore. When you're a hamster, and your world is limited to a cage the size of a shoebox, an exercise wheel is basically your ticket to adventure. Every step is a micro-escape. Is it a little sad that their big adventure is running in place? Sure, but honestly, isn't that most of adulthood? And here's something wild. Hamster brains release dopamine when they run. That's the same feel-good chemical that hits your system after you crush a workout or successfully avoid a social event. Running on the wheel makes them happy. It's their way of saying, yeah, I'm stuck in this cage, but I'm living my best life. Let's be real. Watching a hamster on a wheel is pure comedy gold. They're either gracefully sprinting like Usain Bolt, or they're flopping around like they've just remembered they have 4 legs and no coordination. And don't even get me started on the ones who decide to hop off mid-sprint, turning the wheel into a medieval catapult. Who needs TV when you've got that level of entertainment? Plus, there's the mystery of when they choose to run. Hamsters are nocturnal, which means their workout routine starts just as you're trying to sleep. Nothing screams relaxing night like the sound of a squeaky wheel going 100 RPM in the next room. It's almost like they're mocking you. Oh, you're tired. Watch this. Here's the thing. Hamsters seem to have an endless reserve of energy. But yes, they do eventually get tired. The average hamster will run about 5 miles on a wheel in one night. For context, that's the equivalent of a human running about 120 miles. Imagine telling your Fitbit that. If you're wondering why they don't pass out from exhaustion, it's because they're masters of pacing. They take little breaks, usually to grab a snack or stash some food in their cheeks, an iconic move we can all respect. Is the wheel healthy for them? Absolutely! Exercise is crucial for hamsters' physical and mental health. Without a wheel, they can become bored, stressed, and even overweight. And a bored hamster is not something you want. They'll chew on cage bars. Escape attempts will go up by 200%, and they might even give you the silent treatment. Okay, that last one isn't true, but still, give them a wheel. Of course, the wheel has to be the right size. A wheel that's too small can lead to back problems. Think of it like trying to do yoga in an airplane bathroom. Not ideal. Here's the deeper truth. Hamsters on wheels are a metaphor for life. Sure, it might feel like you're running in circles sometimes, but that doesn't mean you're not making progress. Plus, if a tiny fluffball can find joy in something so simple, maybe we can too. Who needs a tropical vacation when you've got a $15 plastic wheel and a dream? So, the next time you see your hamster sprinting like it's late for a meeting, don't feel bad for it. Cheer it on. You're witnessing a tiny champion in action. If this video convinced you to finally give your hamster a wheel, don't forget to like and subscribe. Also, if you have suggestions for our next video, feel free to share them in the comments below. We'll be sure to give you an acknowledgement for your contribution. Thank you for tuning in, and join us next time here in the channel that answers all the why, what, who, where, and how questions you've always wondered about. Here on Explaining Everything.